Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you 3 side dishes using kimchi. So in the last video I made kimchi from scratch. If you haven't seen this video, please go check that out first. Or in some Asian supermarket you may be able to find it in a package form, and then you can buy that and make these dishes. So like I said in the previous video, kimchi is incorporated in Japanese cooking, and we also make a lot of dishes using kimchi. Today I'll be showing 3 dishes: 1 kimchi avocado natto salad, 2 kimchi soup, and 3 pork kimchi stir fry. So if you have a chance to get hold of kimchi, or if you make it yourself, then you can also give these a try. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for 3 side dishes using kimchi. Of course I have here the kimchi. For the first dish I'm going to use an avocado and natto, like this, in a package. So if you don't know what natto is, please watch my other video on what is natto. Or you can also make this without natto. Then you have kimchi avocado salad. And second, I'm gonna make soup. So today I'm gonna make my own chicken stock from chicken bones. If you have a chicken bone like this, you can use like leftover bones from the KFC. But you can also buy your own chicken stock, or you can buy like cube vegetable bouillon. Then you can also make vegetarian kimchi soup. For the ingredients for the soup, I have here spinach and scallion, and for the flavor I'll be using miso. And then finally for the pork kimchi stir fry, today I'll be using pork belly. You can use any part of the pork, or you can also make this with chicken or beef if you can't eat pork. And then I have onion, garlic, and ginger. And for the sauce, I'll be using soy sauce, pepper, sugar, and sesame oil. If you don't have sesame oil, you can use just regular frying oil, but sesame oil will give a little more authenticity and a little more depth to the flavor. Then let's start cooking. Now let's prepare the ingredients. First I'm gonna cut up the kimchi. So first I'm gonna take the bottom part off, and then for pretty much everything I'm just gonna cut into kind of like bite-sized pieces. Let's separate it in 3 parts. So I'm probably gonna use that much for the pork kimchi stir fry. For the kimchi soup also about 1/3. And for the kimchi salad, I'm gonna cut the kimchi into small pieces. So I'm gonna wash the cutting board just quickly so that the sauce doesn't sink into the cutting board. Now let's cut up the avocado. Probably just gonna need half of it, so I'm gonna cut it in half. Just like that. And then I wanna cut this up in dices. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make slits here. This, and I'm also gonna make slits in the other direction. Then using a spoon, I'm gonna scoop this out. And then you have nice dices. So for the natto, it's better to have it mixed without other ingredients. So I'm gonna do that first. So I'm gonna put it in a bowl or something. And I'm gonna have a little mix first. Then here I'm gonna put in the sauce. Oops, it's alright. So now we have the natto mixed. Then here I'm gonna put in the kimchi and avocado. And then I'm gonna give it a little mix very lightly. Then once it's got kind of thoroughly mixed, I'm gonna put in here about a teaspoon of sesame oil. It'll just kind of give a little aroma to it. If you don't have sesame oil, you don't have to put this in, just about a teaspoon. I'm gonna mix this up. For those who don't know about natto, this may look a little bit disgusting, this gooiness, but it's actually quite very delicious, so I urge you to give it a try. So once it's mixed, then the first dish of kimchi salad is finished. Next we're going to make the kimchi soup. For that I'm going to make the chicken stock from the chicken bones first. So in a pot, I'm gonna put 2 cups of water. And then here, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the chicken bones. And then turn the heat to high and bring this to boil. So once this has come to boil, I'm going to turn the heat to medium and cook this in medium heat for about a minute or so. And you can see kind of some blood is coming out, more scum, and we want to get rid of that first. So after a minute, I'm going to turn the heat off. So I'm going to take away the chicken bones, throw this away, and I'm going to quickly wash this. And if this has some little membrane or a little blood, I'm gonna take this away. The blood like this. And then in here I'm gonna put in about a cup of water. And then in this I'm gonna slice in a little bit of the ginger. And then turn the heat to high. And then put the lid on and bring this to boil. So once this comes to boil, I'm gonna turn the heat to low and cook like this for half an hour or so and make the chicken stock. While we're waiting on the chicken stock to be made, I'm gonna prepare the other ingredients. So the spinach, I'm gonna quickly wash this. I'm just gonna cut into kind of small strips. And then for this guy, I'm gonna cut into small slices. And I think it kind of looks neat if I cut it diagonally, but the shape doesn't really matter. So that's it for the ingredients for the soup. So about half an hour has passed. Oh, the soup is looking really great. I'm gonna turn off the heat for a second. Take away the bones, take away the ginger. Then from here, I'm gonna try to get the meat out of the bones as much as possible. So that's finished. So this might be a little bit too much, so I'm gonna put a little more than half of this. This, I'm also gonna put in the scallion. And then turn the heat to high and bring this to boil again. And in this, I'm also gonna put in about a teaspoon of miso. So if you don't have miso, you can put in half teaspoon of soy sauce instead. Once this comes to boil, I'm gonna put in the spinach. The spinach doesn't need to be cooked that much, so just very lightly. And then I'm going to turn the heat off. And then this is finished for the kimchi soup. Now let's prepare the ingredients for the pork kimchi stir fry. For the onion, I'm just going to cut into small strips. And for the garlic and ginger, I'm just going to use a garlic smasher, make it into small pieces. And for the garlic, I'm just gonna cut away the skin a little bit. This one right here. And last, we're gonna cut up the pork belly. So in Japan, you can find pretty much anywhere really thinly cut meat. I don't have that here, so I'm just gonna try to cut them as thin as possible. Just kind of like that. So it's finished preparing all the ingredients. Next we're going to make the sauce. For that I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of the sugar and 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. Just kind of mix it a little bit so that the sugar dissolves a little bit better. Then let's start frying. So I'm going to turn the heat to high. And here I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of sesame oil. And then here I'm going to put in the smashed ginger and garlic. And then right away we're going to put in the meat. And once the meat has been halfway cooked, I'm going to put in the onions. I'm going to turn the heat to medium. So after frying this for a minute or so, I'm gonna put in all the kimchi. So after about a minute or so, I'm gonna put in the sauce as well. So make sure you mix them so that the sugar is not staying on the bottom. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Got a little bit of pepper to it. And this is finished. I'm gonna put it on a plate. Now this is finished for pork kimchi stir fry. So I just need to reheat the soup. It's also good. Then this is finished for 3 kimchi recipes. Oh, this looks so amazing and also smells so amazing. Let's eat. Itadakimasu. Let's start with the stir fry. Oh, it looks so great. Itadakimasu. Oh, so good. Oh, this combination of kimchi and pork meat is just so amazing. This punch from the kimchi, a little sourness, and pork is giving out all the umami. Oh, such a perfect combination. And this matches rice so perfectly. This is a really great dish to go with rice. Now let's try this kimchi avocado natto salad. Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. Oh. This is also another great combination. So kimchi has this spicy kick to it, but the creaminess of the avocado is kind of making it milder. And then to that is adding this flavor of the natto. And then a hint of the sesame oil is also great. This is also just so perfect to go with rice. Itadakimasu. And please excuse me that I'm holding the plate like this in my hand. This is how we eat in Japan. And the soup as well. Itadakimasu. Oh, it's also a great soup. And now please excuse me for slurping. Oh, this chicken broth is also a great match with the kimchi flavor. Oh, the flavor is so rich. So as you may notice, in Japan we're not allowed to eat just one dish and finish it, but instead you always come back to the rice, and then another dish, come back to the rice, another dish, come back to the rice, and then now I'm gonna have the soup, something that you may watch for when you have a chance to go to Japan. And it's also very important to not leave any grain of rice, just as respect to the rice itself, but also to the farmers and also to the chef. Oh, that was so totally savory. So delicious. ごちそうさまでした. Oh, that was so delicious. I'm so full. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So when you make kimchi yourself, or you may have a chance to get some kimchi, you can also make other dishes using kimchi as an ingredient. So I hope this kind of broadened up your horizon and kind of gave you some new ideas for your cooking. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you could hit that like button so that this video can be spread out to many people. If you have any questions or requests or any feedbacks, I'm always so happy to hear your feedback, so please write anything in the comments below. Otherwise, I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye!